Welcome everyone to another episode on our channel. Today we're not doing anything on a historical figure or a figure from a television series or a movie. I just had some things lying around that I knew I wouldn't use, and I knew if I would try to sell it on eBay I wouldn't get much for it, and decided, well, what could I do with these items? And I thought, well, maybe I could make a scarecrow. Halloween is down the road. Maybe I can make a scarecrow that I could use seasonally and not display it all year. So I had some green pants and a matching green shirt and a beige jacket. And I already knew if I'm going to make a scarecrow, it's going to be all black. So I used fabric paint to change the color, and you can see it did pretty good with everything. Just a tip, if you're going to use fabric paint, put the clothes on the figure and then paint the clothes, because the fabric paint will make the clothes shrink just a little bit, make it tight to actually get on. You'll struggle with that process. So I used fabric paint and it turned out very well. I tried to weather it. So you see a little white in there because I'm thinking Halloween, maybe a little snow. So a little weathering there. You could also weather it with brown and just a touch of white. That would work as well. I used burlap for the head, and I think that turned out very well. I kind of debated whether to put eyes on it or not, and decided in the end not to put eyes on it. My husband had made this top hat. This was actually a reject top hat, and I thought, well, I could use that here. It would look cool. I put a necktie on him. Looks good. Went outside, found some things to hot glue in place so I don't have to worry about it falling out. So I think he came out pretty good. There's nothing really to see in the back. He is, as you see him, it's a scarecrow. So I think this was just a creative venture that was fun to do, and a good use of time to create something that I can use seasonally. So we'll pause now and I'll bring out a figure that I intended to make for Halloween that wasn't like spur of the moment. Let's just put something together for fun. All right, so we'll pause now. Now the previous project, the Scarecrow, I just kind of thought about doing today with some extra things I had lying around, but I actually planned on doing this figure some time ago. I was just waiting for the head to get to me. So basically the cost to put this thing together was very minimal. It was just a head sculpt and a cape. The clothing I think I had before. The skull my husband made, and I weathered it, and the plate he made as well. So it wasn't very hard to put this one together, but I wanted something more menacing. Now I can always change this out for a Grim Reaper weapon or something else, but I thought it would be cool to have for Halloween a guy kind of looking like this with a skull on a plate. So I have my scarecrow and I have this guy. So you can see his face. If I take the cape off, his eyes are very, very intense. That's why I wanted him. So we'll pause for a bit and we'll get some close-ups of him from here on up, and then get a tighter close-up of his face. Here's a better look at our guy. He has his cape on. There's a medieval shirt underneath his cape. And of course, on a black plate is a almost bone white skull. I did some weathering on it in terms of adding some browns to it, but you might not be able to see it in the light that we have here. But anyway, I'm very happy with the outcome. We'll get a close-up of his face with and without his hood. Here is a close-up of his face, and I really liked him because he really had a very, very intense, almost angry look. I'm going to take the cape hood off so you can see his face without it. There you go. And I think for good measure, we'll take a quick peek at the skull as well. So here's a close view of the skull itself. It may be hard to see with the lighting, but I hope it will show up when we make some adjustments. There is some subtle shading that has made it look a bit more weathered, older. Here's one last look at our figures. One was done for fun. I had some spare time and spare items and decided to make a scarecrow. The other one was much more intentional. I wanted to create something a little, appropriate for Halloween. They both are appropriate for Halloween. One more menacing and one more simple. So I hope you've liked what you've seen. If you have, consider giving us a thumbs up and subscribing to our channel. In the meantime, everyone, have a great one.